Praise the Lord. Let us continue in Madame Guyon's Method of Prayer, chapter 11. Turn ye unto him from whom the children of Israel have so deeply revolted. Isaiah 31:6. Conversion is nothing more than turning from the creature in order to return to God. It is not perfect, however good and essential to salvation, when it consists simply in turning from sin to grace. To be complete, it should take place from without inwardly. Turning from outwardly to inwardly, finding the center, finding God within. When the soul is once turned toward God, it finds a wonderful facility in continuing steadfast in conversion. And the longer it remains thus converted, the nearer it approaches and the more firmly it adheres to God. And the nearer it draws to God, it is of necessity the farther removed from the creature which is so contrary to him, so that it is so effectually established in conversion that the state becomes habitual and as it were natural. At first, when we come to this realization and we turn back to God, it feels unnatural, but as we get closer and closer, then our relationship, this state of communion with him, becomes natural. More natural than before. You understand? Then what becomes unnatural is the world. And what we used to do, we lose more and more interest in the ways of the world and its practices. You understand? That's what she means here. The nearer we draw to God, the farther away we go from ourselves. And that's the entire point. Now we must not suppose that this is effected by a violent exertion of its own powers, for it is not capable of, nor should it attempt any other cooperation with divine grace than that of endeavoring to withdraw itself from external objects and to turn inwards, after which it has nothing farther to do than to continue firm in its adherence to God. God has an attractive virtue which draws the soul more and more powerfully to himself. He's like a magnet, and in attracting, he purifies just as it is with a gross vapor exhaled by the sun, which as it gradually ascends is rarefied and rendered pure. The vapor indeed contributes to its ascent only by its passivity, but the soul cooperates freely and voluntarily. When you are drawn to God, you're pulled There is something that pushes you towards Him more and more. Through that magnet, He purifies you. You understand? This kind of introversion is very easy and advances the soul naturally and without effort, because God is our center. God is our center. Can you accept that? Can you live in that center? God is your center. Not you, not your family, not your career, not your dreams, desires, nothing. God alone is the center. The center always exerts a very powerful, attractive virtue. And the more spiritual and exalted it is, the more violent and irresistible are its attractions. Okay? But besides the attracting virtue of the center, there is in every creature a strong tendency to reunion with its center, which is vigorous and active in proportion to the spirituality and perfection of the subject. We have this strong desire to be reunited with this center because God placed it there. When this is what happened in my life, where nothing in the natural world would satisfy me anymore. I had everything, but I had nothing. Nothing could fill this center, even though I tried to fill it with so many things. Oh, maybe if at first I tried with a career, it didn't work. Then if I get married, if I have children, if I try this, I try that. Maybe if I try yoga, maybe if I try a new age therapy, meditation, change my diet, change this, no, this is all external stuff. It's only when I stopped. I say I stopped, but it is God who stopped me. Through accidents, through sicknesses, through financial bankruptcy, through many things, He was calling me. Hello, wake up. I came to the end of myself, where I did not want to live anymore in this world. And He came to me. I met with Him. And I got hold of Him, and I have not let go ever since. It's been almost 19 years. Well, that's another story. As soon as anything is turned towards its center, it is precipitated towards it with extreme rapidity, unless it be withheld by some invincible obstacle. A stone held in the hand is no sooner disengaged than by its own weight it falls to the earth as to its center. So also water and fire, when unobstructed, flow incessantly towards their center. It's gravity. It's like gravity. God is our gravity. God is our central gravity source. See it as a, like a spiral that's pulling you in, and you're connecting deeper and deeper with Him. Now when the soul, by its efforts to recollect itself, is brought into the influence of the central tendency, it falls gradually, without any other force than the weight of love, into its proper center, and the more passive and tranquil it remains, the freer from self-emotion, the more rapidly it advances, because the energy of the central attractive virtue is unobstructed and has full liberty for action. When you let yourself sink down into the love of God, what example can I give you? I can think of swimming. If you have ever dove into the water and you just allow yourself to sink under the water to the bottom of the pool, let's say, and you remain there for a while. This is what it means here, that the gravity of God will pull you inwardly more and more into Him, where you can rest, when you can be silent. And once you are there, everything else is taken care of. Because He holds you. You're safe. There is no safer place. It's not out there. There's no shelter. There is no home safer than this center. And that's why someone like Madame Guyon, Jeanne was her name, when she was taken from prisons to prisons, ended up in the largest prison in France, La Bastille. She would say, I'm not in a prison. I'm free. People who are out there are in prisons. I found freedom. And the prison guards were astonished. They couldn't understand how she could sing and praise the Lord in such horrible conditions, because she had found this center. And this is what it's all about, my friends. It's not about theology. It's not about understanding the Bible. It's not about listening to sermons and preachers and going to conferences and memorizing the Bible. No. If you do not find this center within you, you have nothing. You have nothing. Because it is from this center that the tree grows and brings fruits. You see? Another way I can illustrate it, it just came to me. It's when you have, for example, a seed, right? The seed cannot grow outwardly if you just leave it out in the air. But if you dig a hole deep enough in the soil. You create this center and you place it inside at the bottom of this hole in the earth. You cover it up and you water it. What will come out? You'll have a beautiful plant. Well, it's the same with us. We are the seed, you see, going into the Lord, into the earth of His presence. He is our earth. You understand? And when we allow the process of making roots in Him, like a plant, rooting ourselves deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in God, that's when He can use us. Then His power will flow through the roots and come out into us so that we can bless others. And that's how we produce fruits. I think that's a pretty good illustration. Where was I? Okay. All of our care should therefore be directed towards acquiring the greatest degree of inward recollection. Nor should we be discouraged by the difficulties we encounter in this exercise, which will soon be recompensed on the part of God by such abundant supplies of grace as will render it perfectly easy, provided we are faithful in meekly withdrawing our hearts from outward distractions and occupations and returning to our center with affections full of tenderness and serenity. When at any time the passions are turbulent, a gentle retreat inwards to a present God easily deadens them. Any other way of opposing rather irritates than appeases them. Wasn't it a beautiful chapter? Wow. Really beautiful. It's a beautiful image to see this. Don't allow anything to hinder this pull of God who says, come, dive into me. Dive into me. Establish your roots in me, in my promises. Trust me. I never lie. I'm faithful. I will never leave you nor forsake you if you come to me. Will you do that, my friends? Will you let yourself be pulled down into your center? Go there and find Him and remain with Him always. God bless.